Hi there, this is Jeremiah from the Bigfoot Society podcast with some extra Clubhouse content for you on YouTube this week. Was able to lead a panel about paranormal TikTok with my friends Cosmic Miggy and Maximus Prime Art. You probably familiar with both of their accounts on the platform. You should definitely give them a follow if you haven't already, and the links are in the show notes for that. But we talk about all sorts of things like why is it important to start to make a presence on TikTok, advice on how to do that, different video styles that work well with the paranormal niche. And you're definitely not going to want to miss out on this panel replay. I took away a solid amount of information that I hadn't realized before about TikTok. Definitely feel free to relax, sit back, get something to drink, all that good stuff. Also, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to this channel, it does help me put out more quality content. And give me a comment on this video about what you took away from the panel, and leave your TikTok name too if you're in the paranormal community there on TikTok, cryptozoology especially. Put that TikTok name in the comments so I can follow you there. I'd love to make that connection over there. But thanks again for hanging out all. Let's listen to this panel replay about paranormal TikTok. Myself, Cosmic Miggy, and Maximus Prime Art. All right. Well, we have a special panel tonight on Bigfoot Society. We have the Paranormal TikTok panel, and this is going to be a very fun one. First, I'd like to introduce my friend Max Lynn to the panel. How's it going tonight, Max?
Oh, it's going awesome. Thanks for having me on here.
That's awesome. And I'm going to, if you would be able, I'm going to have you speak directly into your phone mic and try that just one more time.
Hey, doing really good. Can you hear me now?
Perfect. Maybe a little bit... try a little bit closer to the mic. We'll try it one more time.
Let's try that. I just put in AirPods instead.
All right, perfect. So, Max, tell people a little bit behind what you're up to. And you may remember Max from just being on Bigfoot Society, actually very recently.
Yeah, recently I've been working on a project called State Cryptids, and it's celebrating every state's hometown cryptid. Every state has their own legend and everything other than different Bigfoot variations. So I wanted to celebrate all the different cryptids out there and bring a little design and a little pizzazz to every state. So that's what I'm working on right now.
Fantastic. We've got a new friend of mine. His name is Cosmic Miggy, and if you're on the TikTok platform, you definitely have, I would assume you've seen Cosmic on your FYP page because that guy is all over the place. But welcome to the panel tonight, Cosmic. How's it going?
Hey, Jeremiah, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Sounds great.
Awesome. Thanks again for the invitation.
Yeah, you got it. And would you mind telling our audience a little bit about what it is that you do and how that kind of plays into the platform?
Yeah. So what I do is explore unsolved mysteries, and I do a lot of videos on TikTok exploring mysteries around the world, and just having fun, just making sure I tell the facts, give people the details about each case, and try my best to tell a good story.
That is awesome. Oh, I love that. Yeah, I mean, it's literally like every TikTok is literally a crafted story. We'll talk about that more later for sure. Guys, let's start with the question. If someone finds out you're on TikTok, how do you explain what TikTok is exactly? And Max, do you mind if we start with you for that one?
Yeah, we can start with that. What TikTok is, at first, let's start off. It's a great platform to connect with new people. They have an awesome algorithm that's just connecting creators with more people out there. But right now, it's just a short video, anywhere from 15 seconds, 7 seconds, all the way up to, I think, 10 minutes now. So just a great platform for people to create and share more information out there and provide value to people.
Fantastic. Yeah, it's crazy. You can go all the way up to 10 minutes now. Cosmic, do you have anything you'd like to add to that? To if someone in the audience is like, I'm not really sure what this whole TikTok. I hear it's about dancing and stuff.
Not all the time. I highly recommend it. Um, it's a platform where it's heavily used by Gen Zs, millennials, and it's easy to get discovered. When I first started, like again, I had 0 followers, and that's how I grew. Is just by being consistent. And it's a platform where you can be yourself, and you have the opportunity to, uh, have fun. It has a lot of features where you can like use music, you can use a lot of like the effects. So super fun tool.
That is awesome. It's crazy because yeah, the first time you usually hear about TikTok, it's like okay, there's all these like little well, I don't know, whatever you call. You got like really young kids dancing around and doing crazy stuff, but that's not it because you can actually learn a ton of information, and the current generation is definitely on TikTok. It's not Instagram anymore. This is definitely still the next thing, especially for terms of organic reach. Do you guys mind sharing like what was the first time that you went viral on the platform, and how did that really change things for you? Cosmic, I'll have it you start this one out.
Yeah. So when I first started, my intention was never to go viral. It was just to talk about my personal experience with the paranormal. So I started talking about aliens, UFOs. Then later on, I started to be more comfortable with myself and talked about other subjects. And there was one subject about a spirit in Mexico that really resonated with a lot of people, and that's one of the videos that went viral. In that video, I just talked about the personal experience um, that I had, and try to tell a good story. And again, my intention was never to go viral. It just happened.
Go ahead, Max.
And then for me, no real intention to go viral. It was just something super cool that happened. I just wanted to share my artwork with a different, I guess, medium. I was so used to having Instagram and trying to get the group growing there, but it started really slowing down when I wasn't keeping up with it when I had our kids. So just kind of hopped on TikTok and just started exploring different ways of sharing stories, and it just grew. Really fun. Once my first video went viral, we grew from I think like 100 people up to like 25,000 in like 2 days. So it was crazy for that growth. And honestly, once that happened, I felt like just so much more inspired, and like my little spark in me for designing things just kind of grew. So now I'm like super motivated, and now I'm trying to crank out as much as possible because just there's just so many people that are reaching out for all sorts of different stuff.
The big thing I take away from both of those stories is that you weren't trying to go viral, but the thing about TikTok is if you have passion for something, people are going to see that. And also, I mean, Max, you're creating a map, and people want to see what their cryptid is in their state, and they're following along to see that from you. Cosmic, they know that you're the storyteller, and they want to hear you tell their certain cryptid and or legend or spooky story, which is very cool. Um, has there been a way? Let's do this question. Has there been a way that TikTok, having all those eyes on you, has that affected your actual like life out of, your IRL life? Has TikTok affected that in any way? And Max, I'll start with you on this.
Um, I wouldn't say it's really impacted me too much. I mean, we definitely trafficked more sales coming on. So now the nights, instead of just casually watching Law and Order with my wife and kind of designing now. It's really structured where after dinner, after putting the kid to bed, or like we're making TikTok films together. She's scouring TikTok for cool things to put up, and then we're filming it and getting it out there, and then packaging orders, and then it's designing for a few hours in bedtime and doing it all over again. So that's kind of how my life's been impacted. But I've been really working on trying to separate it where I don't feel guilty for not posting. I want to try to put a good balance between everything.
Yeah, and definitely. And I would say, you can see like just by looking at your Etsy store, and we talked about this a little bit on the podcast. I mean, now a ton of your items on your Etsy store have the over 20 people have this in their carts right now, which I mean that kicked in definitely after uh, tons of people got involved with the cryptid map, which is just a great example of how things can be affected, I believe.
Oh, for sure. I think I was doing about like maybe about 10 sales a week before when I was on Instagram. And as soon as something went viral on TikTok and there's been consistency in sharing new cryptids and stories and getting in more products, I think we're doing like 2 or 3 trips of about 30 to 50 like packages each shipment trip. So it's been going crazy.
Amazing, amazing. And Cosmic, would you mind sharing? Has all these eyes on you on TikTok, has that affected your IRL, your real life at all? Any interesting things happen because of it?
Yeah, so I started doing this as a hobby. So, like when I had some free time, I would just, turn on the camera uh, and talk. Um, but now with the new audience, I do get like a lot of requests. A lot of people who tell me every day that they like my stories, that want to talk about other subjects as well. Um, so there is that how would I say demand for new content. So for me, I'm always like thinking about new ideas. So anytime I'm like not doing TikTok, I always think about TikTok. So just trying to come up with new ideas and just really find new ways to resonate with people. Like another example is that a couple months ago, I was like just walking down the street and like someone noticed me, and I was really surprised. And so that was that was a shock that someone saw my videos on their For You page.
That's wild. So you're in your you know home area and you got recognized on the street. That's a really big deal. But I mean, the thing is, the TikTok algorithm is pretty wild. So I wouldn't be surprised if like, it's pushing out to all people in your area. And I don't know if you guys had any weird stuff happen because of the algorithm over the time you've been on the platform.
Yeah, for sure. I think Jeremiah, you and I were talking about Evermore Park on the YouTube channel. And, later that night, I don't know how creepy it is, but I was surfing in or the next day and Evermore Park just popped up on my TikTok for my For You page. So I was like, it's weird that everything's just starting to like all piece itself together based on things I'm talking about. I guess different ideas I have on there that I'm sharing. So they're either listening to all the stuff or it's just really weird coincidences.
Yeah, and that's kind of another discussion in its own. But it's crazy even like myself compared to both you guys. I want to say Max, you're probably about 10 times the following. I've got about 5,000 followers on the platform, and Cosmic is literally about 100 times bigger. He's up there for sure. But it's just amazing the connections you can get through the platform for sure. It still feels like it's a very young platform. Um, what would you, let's say if someone asked you, why do you think it's important for someone in the paranormal community to create a TikTok? What would you say? Cosmic, do you have an answer for that?
Yeah, I would say that to reach new audience, to find people who resemble who resonate with your content, I think that definitely consider using TikTok. Just because the type of content that I push out, it does resonate with a specific target market. So that's how I use TikTok is, you know, create content that resonates with the audience that you want.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think everybody has their own way of telling stories, and you could have two people talking about the same cryptid, and it's just completely different stories, different encounters, and just the storytelling presentation. Some may be more factual, and some may be more alluring for what you want to hear. So it just kind of depends. But it's awesome that everyone can share their stories on there.
Oh, 100%. And I would say because of that algorithm is so strong, the people, it's really weird to think about, but the people that like listening to someone and are watching videos that are like your videos will eventually be drawn to your videos if you're honest and you're making like the type of stuff that you want to make and that you would enjoy yourself. Your audience will find you probably the most it will ever find you on any platform. uh, Also, if you are, I want to say, if you're a paranormal person, if you're into cryptozoology, I know I've shared this with a few people. The stories I've gotten on this platform that are not existing anywhere else are crazy. People, DMing me about like, hey, have you heard about the Van Meter visitor, over in Van Buren County in the Amish community? And like, that's brand new information that's not in the Chad Lewis book. Just it's a really interesting platform to be a part of. I would be curious, guys. What Explain a little bit about what video types you've found to be effective with the paranormal community. If you found that there's a certain type of video that really resonates, or what do you think really is important when you're making a video? I'd be curious. Max, if we could start with you.
Um, I'd have to think a little bit more on that, but for like a short answer, I would say more of the factual and then gathering of the encounters. For me, it's a lot of cryptid based, and mine's more showing off my artwork. So I've been trying to find different styles of blending the reveal of my artwork to the final design while incorporating the story, the different sightings, and different descriptions that have been coming along. Because like, yeah, I'm sure like a few of the people in the audience, they all design different cryptids, and it's all subject to artistic interpretation. So it's cool that we all have different styles, and then based on different stories and which ones we want to blend for kind of our base inspiration for the cryptids. It's just a lot out there. So for me, I like just going on that kind of route.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Definitely. Uh, Cosmic, have you found that there seems to be a certain video type that works better for you, or that you found to be highly effective?
Yeah, I think it depends on your personality. I've seen a lot of creators who are more open, who love to like laugh more, to be more comfortable in front of the camera, who do really well. But I also see other creators who are more serious and like just tell the facts, and they also do well. So it really depends on your style. And also, I would say I always recommend having like a good hook. Like you have about 3 to 5 seconds to convince the viewer why they should watch your video. So using a good hook um, always helps with retention, keeping them on your video. So that's something that I recommend.
I think that is super important for people to know, because it really, it all depends on that hook. And a guy who does this really well, one guy that I follow is I don't know if you guys know the obscure Lord of the Rings fact guy, but his stuff is really well put together. But yeah, it's like you almost, you say the main thing at the beginning, and then they're curious, okay, how is this person the granddaughter of this other person in Lord of the Rings? And then the rest of the TikTok is explaining in photos every few seconds or so, and it really, you got to have the person watch through the whole video. It only counts, from what I know, is it counts for views if they get through the entire video and start watching again. But I just want to do a quick reset of the room. We got some new people in here. We're talking about paranormal TikTok tonight, and I got my friends Max Lim from Maximus Prime Art and Cosmic Miggy from the TikTok platform. You may know him from other places as well. If you guys have any questions about TikTok, definitely feel free to tap the airplane icon in the lower right-hand corner. Send your question up to me, and then we will have any questions at the end. But I'm curious, guys, do you ever use there's always the thing, if you use trending sounds, you've got all these sounds that become a world of their own, and these different trends, and you've got sounds. And do you guys ever get into trends or using trending sounds?
I use the trending sounds. I think I go into searching them and I check out what's the viral ones, and then I just put them on basically zero or one or two if it's kind of a spooky one when I'm telling my stories. I feel like mine are more kind of like a learning lesson on telling the stories. So I want to get my voice out there and try to keep that background sound just so it can be found, not really listened to.
So just to clarify, so you're using the sound, but and this is getting really deep, but this is good information for people to listen to after they get into the platform. You're using the viral sound, but you're making the sound almost all the way down so they can't hear the sound, but they can hear you're talking. But it also lists it under the viral sound, which is a really interesting workaround for sure.
Yeah, I think I don't really understand it too well, but the algorithms somehow take those popular songs and start recycling them onto For You pages a lot more. So that's how it kind of works. That's my approach that I've understood.
Very interesting. And Cosmic, what's your thoughts when it comes to are you utilizing any trending things at all, or just pretty much focused on stories?
Yeah, in the past, I did experiment with trending sounds, especially those that follow within your niche. So I would like look at paranormal videos to see what sounds they're using. So that's something that you can use, is to see what are the recent sounds that your niche is using. Um, so I've used that in the past. I've gotten like good views from it, um, but I haven't used that strategy in a while.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's interesting because, almost like thinking about your stories, it's almost like it would kind of maybe take away from it in a way. You gotta figure it out for yourself, I suppose. But like, you definitely don't want to take away from the content that you are presenting. Do you guys have any favorite paranormal accounts that you follow on the app? People can follow, Cosmic Miggy, Maximus Prime Art, and then I do Bigfoot Society. But do you guys have any others you recommend so people can get a good grasp of what's going on in the community on TikTok?
For me, I have to think. I think his name's Aiden Mattis. He does a
Okay.
lot. I think he's the one who really got me like deep into like all the cryptic lore on TikTok, and I think I went through pretty much all his videos, just watching all the skinwalkers and dogmen and Wendigo ones, and just a cool personality. He doesn't seem like he puts in like a lot of editing or a lot of different stuff. It's just him and his personality talking about different lores, and it's just fun channel to watch.
Yeah, I
Yeah, and for
agree.
me, it would probably be Mr. Ballin. He's on TikTok and YouTube, and the reason I like him is because of his personality. He seems genuine, like a genuine person, just trying to tell a good story.
I agree. Both two guys I tried to I'll be honest. I've tried to there, you've got your white whales you go after, like the big guys. I mean, Aiden has, I want to say he's at like 1.5 million on the app, but he has a very interesting way of presenting cryptids. And I think it would be an interesting chat with him someday. And of course, Mr. Ballin, many people have probably heard of him on YouTube as well. He's one of those creepy story share guys, but those are both really good accounts to follow and kind of get what's going on with the application as well. Um, Let me see here. Oh, so let's think about this, guys. Let's say there's a person in here and they're like, I don't even have the app. I want to get the app on my phone. So I'm going to download TikTok tonight. What are like let's say, right they're starting from the starting line. What do people need to know right at the beginning when they're setting up their account? Are there any things they got to get right at the beginning?
Yeah, I would say like definitely a picture on your profile. You definitely want to build that brand awareness. So always consider that. You should definitely like fill out your profile. Um, like when someone goes to your profile, they'll see like the heading, and in that heading you can like include anything you want, and a link to either your YouTube or Instagram. So definitely use those.
Yeah, I would say those are the big topics. Is definitely picture. I like a video. I haven't put a video on mine on something like that, but definitely filling out the profile and just showing people that you're real, like a real person almost. Just show your personality and your brand.
Soup. That's a really really good advice. What do you guys is um, what do you what do you recommend? Like, how do you recommend to approach the bio lines you get in your profile on TikTok? How do you guys approach that? Because you don't get a lot of space to work with. But I'm just curious what you would recommend if there's a strategy you have.
Yeah, my strategy is more of like answering the question like why should I follow you? So include like something that is unique to you, whether that's like something that you do, what your content is about, or you can include something about like your why. Like why do you create videos?
That is
That's
super. Yeah, go ahead, Max. Definitely.
I was gonna say that's kind of what I did. I just kind of talked about who I am and where what I'm doing. Like me, for me, I'm a dad, I'm a lawyer, and then I'm a cryptid illustrator. Like that's kind of the story and on my life and the order of things going. And I'm hoping to kind of change those around. And then I use that bio to also bring people to like my link tree, to my website, to my Etsy store, and then do it that way. But mostly it's just sharing who I am as a person.
Definitely. Definitely. I agree. It's don't be afraid to, people want to know who you are as a person as well. And oh, here's a huge thing, guys. Uh, what is Cosmic Miggy? I'm very curious about this. What is your strategy with TikTok Live? So, just to preface, like Instagram Lives, eventually, when you hit 1,000 followers, I think it is, you get the ability to go live on TikTok, and you can have people interacting with you, comments live, um, things of that nature. But Cosmic Miggy, do you have? I see you on live a lot. What's your strategy with that?
Yeah, so I have a lot to talk about when it comes to lives. So I definitely use lives a lot just because I've noticed that um, anytime you post a video and then go live, that video somehow, not sure how, but somehow that video gets a lot of views. I don't know if it's something to do with the algorithm that it pushes to new users. But I do notice like when I go live, I get like like an increase of viewers. So try out that strategy and see if it works out for you. Which is post a video, wait an hour, then go live. And also with live, I use that as a tool to connect with my super fans. So um, on TikTok, you have like your main follower count. Um, then if you break it down, you'll have like a subgroup where you have like your super fans. These are fans that who like listen to you, who watch you nonstop, who support you a lot. And you also have another group where they're just more of like a visitor, just like passing by, but they still listen to you. So I use live as a way just to connect with the super fans and just to or convert a regular fan to a super fan. So just being more personal. That's what I do on my lives. Is just be personal, be open, and like have subjects to talk about. Because like the worst thing you can do is not know what to talk about, and it just goes quiet.
Oh, I
Hey,
totally
Miggy,
agree.
you mind if I ask you a question on your super fans? Are you tracking those like manually on like people that you see that pop up on your comment sections, your lives, or is there like an analytics tool that you've been using?
Yeah, no analytics tool. I've just been tracking the people who've commented, who've entered my live. So when you go live, at the end of your live stream, you get like a analytics report about people who were on your live stream, how long they've viewed your live. So what I do is like I follow everyone who watched my live, um, so I can make sure I connect with them. Um, Especially you want to connect with someone who watched your entire live stream. That is, I consider that as a super fan. So if they stay there for an hour, so I definitely want to follow them.
Oh man, this is like that right there is probably the best info that has come out of this so far tonight. I love that. Like that makes so much sense where you're using that live time to connect. And when you say have you read the Pat Flynn book Superfans Cosmic, is that something else you're referring to?
Yeah, I've read it.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh my dude, yes. Oh, I'm so happy. I just read that book last week. It is such a good book. Holy mackerel. Oh man, yeah, Max. If you haven't read that book, you got to read it, man. Uh,
Yep, I'm actually Googling that right
super.
now.
I think it's Super Fan or Super Fans by Pat Flynn, and it's a concept that has been around for a long time, but he definitely puts his own spin on it, which is amazing. Cosmic, do you recommend going live every night or every day or every so often, or have a schedule, or how do you approach that?
Yeah. So in the past, I would do it daily, but the problem was I would get burnt out. Like I would like just be so stressed and like it was like taking a toll in my mental health. So I decided to like take a step back and just do it like 3 times a week. So, but if you're like starting out and like trying to grow, and if that's like your highest priority, then go daily. there's no, there's nothing, there's no harm. Um, just be careful to not burn out.
Totally got it. Yeah, that I think that's wise advice too. Probably set yourself a timer, or because there's no way to see what time it is in the app when you're on live. I found that out the other day and I was like, I have no idea how long I've been live for. This is kind of weird. Um, yeah, so or have like your laptop up over to the side. Um, I would recommend to do that. Or I guess you could have a watch if people have watches anymore. But Max, anything to add about TikTok lives that you found?
Definitely connecting with people. I feel like that's where and I'm not sure. Assuming that Superfan's book is almost like the 1,000 real followers and all those kind of ideas behind business, but it really helps growing and connecting with all the different people on your channel. For me, I do my lives on sketches and designs I'm doing for new states, and I'll usually people will come in from that state. So like one of my big designs was the Hodag for Wisconsin. And I had probably about 10 Wisconsin people on there, and they became super fans, and it was awesome connecting with them. One guy was a ranger up there, so he was describing all the different forestry and trees up there, and we were just adding in everything. So it became a lot of fun to just connect with people.
Oh, that's intense. I love that because it's like I've been doing lives starting. I've been doing a few of them starting last week. Um, then I got allergies or whatever, but I'm back into it. And you know, uh, Max, we were talking about like we're gonna be trying to do. We're gonna talk, about maybe you can do lives together. You can have co-hosts, and I think that would be really fun, definitely. But guys, do you have any important words about the platform or using TikTok that we haven't talked about yet that you would definitely want to make sure the audience hears before this panel is over tonight? And if yeah, go ahead.
So, would it be like for someone who's like wanna start a TikTok, or is it someone who is currently using TikTok but trying to figure out how to grow?
Great clarifying question. Let's do someone who is uh, wanting to grow on TikTok. The second option, I think we haven't really hit tonight.
Yeah, I would say like if the priority is to grow, definitely be consistent. Whether that's posting daily or posting 3 times a week. Just because, from what I heard, that impacts the algorithm. And if you take a break, I've done this in the past where I took like a 2 week break, and I did notice my analytics go down. Um, that was expected to happen, but then I like posted again consistently, and it went to normal. It normalized. So another tip I would say is to find your personality, find your style. Once you have a good idea of who you are, and like once you have an idea of who you want to who the community is, then that's going to resonate with that specific target market.
That is a really good tip. And Max, any final tips for people using the app that we may not have covered yet so far, but would be good for them to know?
For me, I think personally, for me, I'm working on my storytelling ability. So I'm actually reading about different ways to build up my hook, like Miggy had mentioned earlier, and develop the story on how it can be engaging and interact more with my people. And just a fun tip that I've been just playing around with lately is I'm not using any hashtags on my posts. And I've been noticing it's getting my content out to um, more tailored out to the people that I wanted to reach. So I'm just letting the algorithms go and trusting it's going to work and reach the people it needs to, that are cryptid lovers, Bigfoot enthusiasts, or anyone that likes the strange. So I'm just hoping that's working, and that's been working for me.
Oh, that is such a discussion in that platform. Is do you use note hashtags or do you use a certain amount? Cosmic Miggy, I would be curious how you view that the whole hashtag thing. Are you using hashtags? Are you not? Are you just letting the algorithm fly it out to the wind and see where it goes, or what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to start using that, Max. So right now I've just been using relevant hashtags. So if I talk about a video about Bigfoot, I use all the Bigfoot hashtags. So that's my current strategy, but I'll definitely like experiment with no hashtags.
I think for anyone getting into TikTok, it's all about experimenting and playing around. Don't get frustrated if a video gets 10 views. I think when I was reading about it, TikTok's just trying to understand who you are and what you're doing. And so they're just gathering your videos. Don't delete them. That it just helps build up the algorithm. And they finally eventually put you where they need you to be and get you out to the right people. And I think a few of the videos you won't get, like, you'll get 0 views when you first start up, because the algorithm is actually going through and reviewing your content to make sure it's going by the guidelines, since you're not a consistent creator.
That is a really good point. And the whole hashtag game, it's not the same as on Instagram or any other platform. It's a totally different thing. You got to remember that. The same rules that you might be following on Instagram are not going to apply on this platform. Cosmic, I'm curious. You mentioned that you're using all the hashtags for Bigfoot. How do you find, let's say I have a video on Bigfoot. How are you finding out the hashtags to use about Bigfoot? Is it as simple as just searching for the word Bigfoot, or what is your strategy with that?
Yeah, so let's take for example like a Bigfoot case that like in Florida, for example. Someone saw a Bigfoot in Florida. So the way I would approach it is so I would use all the geolocations. So if there's like a specific town that this case happened, like this Bigfoot sighting happened, I would include that in the hashtag. Another thing I would use is I would go through the videos on TikTok. Just type in Bigfoot, and you'll see what other content creators are using. So just look through the hashtags they're using, and see what works for you. So there's different approaches. You can approach it. No, the first approach is look at a top video and user hashtags. Another approach would be just using a mixture of top videos or mid to low videos hashtags.
That's very interesting. That's a strategy I've started to use recently, is to search for like Bigfoot, but then filter it by last. You could do last week, and then you can do most viewed, and that really helps you to get kind of the pulse of what videos are really working when it comes to that keyword. And I've found some really really cool stuff, really surprising stuff that way as well. um, Guys, it has been a super fun discussion. We're coming up on about 40 minutes. I think it's been highly profitable, and I'm thankful for everyone hanging out in the audience tonight. Definitely, I want to make sure that I don't cut either of you off. Also, I want you to be able to share. How are there ways that people can follow you? Things you want to plug? Definitely go ahead before we end the panel tonight. Max, you can go ahead and start.
Sure. You can follow me at Maximus Prime Art, same as my Instagram tag. I might have to update my link tree on there, but yeah, if you find me on TikTok, I don't know what else there is. I'm trying to think of easier ways to do that, but yeah, just if you're friends with me on Instagram, I'll update my link tree, and you can find my TikTok there.
Perfect. And Cosmic.
Yeah, so you can find me on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Just type in Cosmic Miggy, and you'll find me.
Fantastic. Well, thanks so much, guys. Definitely, audience, make sure you're following these, and I hope to see some new accounts on TikTok in the next few days. And thanks so much for hanging out, all, and have a great night.
See everybody.
Yep. Thanks all.